also very loud. To Debulumayi, he said that, have you seen the road they are building, Coastal Road? Oh my God, it's so beautiful. That's why he said so beautiful that he doesn't know what the road to heaven looks like. Oh, I doubt it if the road will be as beautiful as Lagos Calabar Coastal Road. He said that. Listen.
On the section 1, I was on the project yesterday, and today I was on the project. So I said to myself, if the street of this road can be this fantastic and beautiful, I wonder how the street of heaven will look like. That will show you how satisfied I am, for the beginning of section 1. As at today, about 15 kilometers by 2 carriageway on the average has been achieved. And at the end of the project at the lake where section 1 stopped, about 5 kilometers has been achieved. So the idea is by 25th of May, 30 kilometers continuously will be made available for Mr. President to commission, from beginning of section 1, down to kilometer 0 to kilometer 20. And then we are jumping, about 17 kilometers because of a settlement. We have very high feeling, within that section, and then we are jumping it, and then we also get another 10 kilometers. Today, 5 kilometers of that 10 kilometers from the end coming back to, Chene Zero has been achieved. And in section 2...
Yes, Minister, let's talk about the phase 1 that you talked about. Then the phase 1, where can it take you to? It take you from Victoria Island in Lagos to where?
Down to Lekki Deep Sea Port in Leko, and it is the intersection between the Dangote, tax credit project, and this coastal highway. So it is exactly stopping at Lekki Deep Sea Port.
But you mentioned that between 5 and 10 years that road will be towed. With what we have achieved now, will you begin the tolling now, or is until when all of the project has been completed and delivered?
No. I'll be recommending for the approval of Mr. President that section 1, which will be completely, fully completed, before the end of, this year. And that would be a record time because it was awarded for 36 months of construction. But, it is... I think we just done 1 year, and so it will be half of the number of years here for it, and that is good for government because we'll be cutting down on inflation and so on and so forth. So when that is completed, I will be recommending for immediate, tolling on the section 1.
Nuisance Lele.
Chetibo. Afa sọ̀rọ̀ ojoku afa di Ọlọ́run ṣẹlẹ̀ rí ohun nìyẹn. You know what I mean? Like, and Afa said something just now, and then you just hear the roar of the thunder, like, and Afa says, that is God, bearing me witness. They are not planning to complete any road, any coastal road nonsense. They are not. There's no plan for it. You see what they are building, that city they are building in that, called the Lagos Atlantic City, Lagos Atlantic, They are building their airports there. They are building their own seaports there. That Lekki, all those places there. They've claimed thousands of acres of land from the sea. Okay, Indians or Chinese or Dangote or Shaguri that we are talking about here. Like, see, they are creating their own city, so to say. So they need this road, which ordinarily could have been, still constructed, right? But without having to actually lie to the whole country that you want to do coastal road. Yeah. So they are completing, they are from section 0 to section 1. The first phase is 20 kilometers. So they are trying to add extra 10 to it, that they are hoping that by May, they should be able to have 30 kilometers done. And before the end of this year, they are planning to at least do another 17 kilometers. and then they are going to toll the roads. Because all it's going to take is just one single directive, right? Oh yeah, all the cargoes batching in Apapa, they will divert some of them straight to Lekki. So then you begin to pay toll gates. And they will say it is Coastal Road. They can even give it a name, Bola Tifnumbu Road. And then you begin to pay toll. Meanwhile, you are waiting for 750 kilometers to 750 kilometers back. Oh. Remember, that's the deal. Oh. But with 30 kilometers or 47 kilometers, you're not a Tojare. So we can be doing it like that. I don't know how many years, but they are supposed to deliver it by 2031. And yeah, good luck, with that. Every one of you probably looking forward to it. But the people whose lands have been taken, no compensation, and they've lost their investment, businesses, and all of that along that route. Some of them in America, they have been doing a general campaign, and they are calling Tifnumbu to do something to help them. I saw them again, and I thought I should help them amplify their complaints. Renewed Shege.
And correct the situation. Because as people behind you are making Nigeria go backwards, we know you as a president and an honorable man that a lot of Nigerians placed in office can bring Nigeria forward for a better nation to rebuild and renewed hope. Thank you. I'm Dr. Kimberly Stark.
Thank you. Thank you.
A CEO, come on now. To bring people back to invest safely in Nigeria for a legacy and a future. Because even though I'm not a Nigerian by blood, but I'm a Nigerian by heart. And that makes me a Nigerian diaspora. Because I took my time and I stand by my sister here and with Winsome, but we're fighting for everybody in Nigeria who has been frauded by abuse of power in Nigeria. So today, I stand in this camera, and as I've been saying before the nation, President Bola Tinubu, I honor you, sir, and I respect your office. We would love for you to come to our aid. We stand here together today, and we're standing firm and in unison that we will not take corruption anymore. Corruption must go. Corruption must go. I have never seen such a man, David Omahi, that says he's a minister of works. And in his last conference, he claimed that he's trying to rebuild Nigeria, but you woke up one day and you started demolishing and tearing Nigeria down. It is the biggest scandal and the biggest scheme that any country can stand behind. Now, I speak in the camera today as Dr. Kimberly Stark. I was born and raised here in Chicago. I am an American investor and a stakeholder in Winsome. Is engineered by me? This woman here, we need to honor her as a hard-working woman. Well, as the whole nation have seen me, I get emotional because this story is very serious and very true. I've always, as a young child, loved Nigeria. I have many people here have watched me growing up, and all I talked about was Africa. And I finally went there. And I invested into a legacy and a future. Even after me, my generations, my two daughters here that are Nigerian, say hello. That's my future there that I'm investing in. See, this goes beyond investment. This is about the unlawful corruption in Nigeria that has been going on for many, many years and generations and decades. But now, as Nigerian diasporas,
I always say that the box lies on the president's table. Yes, Engineer David Umahi is a ministerial appointee on the president cabinet, but we will not allow him to be perpetrating impunity, disregard to the rule of law, and to be giving people in diaspora panic attack. We have lost 2 people. One of them is from Chicago. He came to Nigeria when he heard this. Unfortunately, he died in Nigeria because of this issue. And when it happened, we were all thrown into mourning. That was when we decided that contributed to 2.5 million, almost more than 100 houses. And they gathered it in cash, passed through the federal controller of works, Olukorode Keisha. And that is her. That's her beautiful face, the face of corruption. And the next thing is that they diverted into our property. When I got to Nigeria, the officials of Federal Ministry of Works told me that I speak too much English. Madam, go and tell me things should be diverted out of your estate. This is not the renewed hope that we preach for. This is not the agenda we got from our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When he said renew hope, and I personally went through his agenda, and I saw the agenda. I always see him going around the world, doing conferences, trying to get the diasporans and the international community to come to Nigeria and invest. Now, a ministerial appointee in his cabinet wants to jeopardize all his efforts. Justice must be done. Corruption must end. Brutality must end. So before we start, I have all our documentation. We have our governor's consent. We have our, we want the world to see, because we are getting questions. Do they have documentation? Are you sure that they are not on the alignment? So this is our governor's consent. We have approval. So this, as you can see, is the original alignment earmarked by.
If we lend ourselves to innovation, we can create wonders. Here is a successful, again, a town hall, different from Blue Bulaba. We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
If we reduce the purchasing power of the people, we can further slow down the economy. Let's widen the tax net. Those who are not paying now, if it is inclusive of Bola Tinubu, let the net get bigger and we'll take in more taxes. And
the cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai!
Abroadian investors. I did tell someone, or I have actually said it here too, right? But I actually did tell someone that the Nigerians in diaspora who are sending money in to Nigeria, the worse that Nigeria has become, the more Nigerians living abroad have had to cough out, add their money. So those who have different projects in Nigeria, I mean, Nigerians in the diaspora are remitting over $45 billion into that system, into that economy. And that is why it's been so almost impossible for Nigeria to become a Venezuela. Here you get like, so Nigerians remitting much. So a sensible, kind of like a sensible government or people would try to see how maybe half of that, half of $45 billion is somehow channeled through them. But because all this while, right, one of the reasons why the Nigerians in diasporas have reduced their their kind of like a cooperation in helping that contraption is because we do not have any trust in them. And many of us have also psychologically detached ourselves from that place. And that is why you have a market of 40-something billion dollars. That's a lot, right? But you are running about all over the place, begging for loans, begging for this and that. And none of them could have actually devised means, right, of taking advantage of that. None of them. I know that it's all about trust too. Here you get now. There are those that, with all these happenings in that contraption, those who know Steve Numbu and his gang very well, the APC, so what they see is that a doomed country, right? It's just a matter of time before everything will actually implode. So what are they doing? They are liquidating their asset in that contraption. Rather than putting money in the system, we are still paying bills. So we are paying bills, hospital bills, house rent, school fees, medical bills and all that, right? Name it. We still give money to family members, friends that says, oh, my business is struggling. Can you help me? All that stuff. All that money goes into that system. But they are not, there's no real gain or real sign to show that the system or the criminals in governments, right, are utilizing that massive return into that system. You get what I'm trying to say? Even though they don't give us credit to, you know what I mean by giving us credit for saving and subsidizing the contraption. Because $45 billion is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And many of Nigerians they've had to japa as the country becomes more deteriorated. They had to run away and find succor elsewhere. Some have lost their lives in the process, and the lucky ones continue to remit money back. Send money. Even if you leave Nigeria today and you enter Iraq, by tomorrow evening, you will see somebody that is going to tell you that they haven't eaten since morning. You are now living abroad, send money and all that. So investors, some people still put their money together to say, I am going to go and invest in so and so. But their experience is what you are watching.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Kimberly Stark, and as the whole nation have heard, from Chicago, Illinois, county of Cook. I'm one of the major stakeholders and investors in Wins Home. And with the ongoing development with David Amahi, has really stirred us to do this movement. So we thank every one of you all for your time in supporting us in this movement. Because after today, you will continue to hear us fight for the rights of people in all of diaspora across the nation. Correct? Yes. Are y'all with me? Yes. Yes. So I want to just share with you my heart and my thoughts on this. An indictment against Engineer David Amahi, Minister of Works, and the Federal Minister of Works of Nigeria. The actions of this minister has revealed disturbing
patterns, and illegal demolition, abuse of power, bribery, and corruption, and manipulation in an all-around witch hunt. Wisdom is a leading real estate company that has made significant contributions to Nigeria's economy, $250 million in foreign direct investment. Our efforts align with your renewed hope and agenda, encouraging Nigerians in the diaspora to invest at home, well, back home as we would call it. Despite our compliance with our legal requirements, including obtaining the necessary